Brother, what's going on?
My guy, appreciate the invite on, man.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time, man. For anybody that doesn't know, this is Zachary Foust. I highly doubt you don't if you're on TikTok and Instagram. My man is an absolute real estate influencer at this point. He is the founder of the Loft team. He has 1.5 million followers on TikTok. He sold over 100 million in real estate. He's a speaker. He's been to many events. There's no way you don't know this guy. That's the way I look at it. Zach, without further ado, I'm pumped to do this webinar with you today. We're going to talk about how to generate real estate leads using
Yes,
Google. And I
absolutely.
think it's extremely important because something that me and you talked about backstage, even before we jumped in, is really just building a marketing machine and the importance of like having all sorts of components and channels that you're advertising on, that you're
Yeah.
creating marketing on. And I think it's very, very important to start with Google ads and how you can use them to generate leads. So
Sure.
let's kind of kick it off, man. If you could, let's take it away and we'll bounce back and forth, but I'm ready to rock.
Yeah. Well, first of all, awesome, man. Really appreciate you having me on. And like to paint a picture right now of today's agent, there's a million things that have to get done and only a certain amount of people that can do it. Oftentimes, just you. If you are favorable enough to be a team lead and have some other agents, that you can utilize, you also have the con of you're in charge of their training and their leads and their motivation and their systems and everything that goes with it. So, regardless, you're in charge of a lot. You're responsible for so many different mechanisms, all running at full tilt at all times. And you're responsible for upgrading them, for the maintenance, for making sure they're keeping up and not outdated. It's all on you. And one thing they don't tell you when you take all of this on, when you do all of this, and you could do all of it perfectly, you could have some of the greatest scripts ever. One of the best lead converters of all time, door knocking, you destroy it every time. No doubt you're the one. When it comes to the transaction, systematic, type A, organized to the point of OCD. It's just perfect all the way around. But what they don't tell you is if you're one of the greatest agents who's ever walked the planet, who can negotiate like no other, is charismatic, is loving and kind, carries them all the way to the closing and beyond. What they didn't tell you is that if you don't also know how to run a marketing company, it doesn't matter. If you don't have leads coming in, none of this matters. Because until you hit that first domino, only that first domino can lead you to the second one, and the second to the third, and third to the fourth. And living off referrals is feasible, but not necessary. A lot of people live off their referrals. And frankly, when I hear people live off their referrals as an excuse not to market, like, wait a minute, your bills are paid. You're getting profit regardless of what you do. Imagine the compound effect of adding this. So at Loft Realty, we're extremely systematic with our marketing. When markets start to take a grimmer look, or the media starts to get a little bleaker, or the housing market's a little bit more, what the heck's going to happen, even though a lot of statistics would say it's pretty certain,
Mm-hmm.
we dive deeper into marketing. We go farther into connecting with our people. We get more systematic and granular with how people are receiving our message. Because a lot of people go for their marketing budget first, and they take that away first. And like I said, you could have all this. That's great. But in times like these, where the market, the real estate market, Austin, do you realize how long it's been since the real estate market was a trending topic? It's been a minute. '08 to 2012, maybe it's still trending by that point, but our attention spans are so small. I doubt it. But what's happening right now, as we speak, July of 2022, real estate's trending. Real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate, if I can enunciate, is trending big time. People just want to know what's going on. Their friends are talking about it. Their family's talking about it. Their family's trying to influence them one way or the other. The old classic dad getting in the way of the transaction. They're talking about it at work. They're talking about it on TV. It's making its way into radio shows and podcasts. Don't you think they should be looking for and are looking for a local, reliable source of information for their own specific market, whether or not they're searching for it or not, they are.
Mm-hmm.
If they hear it, they'll want it. And right now, our view rates, our click-through rates, our cost per lead is down in the right way, like less per lead, less per click, but yet the quality is going higher. And I'll get into that a little bit, but let's just get started in painting the picture of it's tough to be a real estate agent in this market. Real tough. And you
It
also have
is.
to run a marketing company.
It is. Yeah, I mean, you nailed that on the head. There's a lot going on in the industry. There's a lot of shifts happening in terms of interest rates going up, and they're saying demand's pulling back, which is causing a lot of fear. And I think the biggest thing that you nailed on the head was the fact that for some reason, when things get fearful in business, people cut back on their marketing budget, which I've never fully understood. Because you're investing in your
Yeah.
marketing is investing in getting more eyeballs to your brand, getting more people re-engaged to your brand. There's just so many different things that happen when you invest in your marketing. It's no different than the stock market. Like Warren Buffett's one of his biggest quotes ever is "Be greedy while others are fearful."
Yep.
And so, why are you not
And fearful when others are
reinvesting in?
greedy.
Yes, yeah, and exactly. So, why are you not reinvesting in your marketing or double down on your marketing when this time when others are fearful and pulling out?
Yeah.
I mean, you nailed it on the head. So, where's the place to start?
So getting started when it comes to building a marketing company. So there's a lot of different directions this can go. I'm going to keep it simple down to the way if I had absolutely day zero, brand new business today, July 2022, what would I do? The first thing I'm doing is I'm setting up every platform. Most importantly, outside of like a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever your slice of content is, the non-negotiables,
Mhm,
Google and YouTube are the two non-negotiable platforms that every single person needs and needs to be running well. I think Facebook and TikTok, as you know, I love those platforms and I enjoy them, are very over glamorized right now.
mhm,
There's a lot of top of funnel love right now, and people are beginning to understand, accept, and love on doing video. That's great. But as Gary Vee once said, we need to be day traders of time and
mhm,
day traders of attention. And when it comes to the day trading of attention or the value of attention that TikTok is gaining from me, I've put it lower on my totem pole simply due to the fact that there's way more creators creating. And when there's more creators creating with a only marginally bigger supply than say a year ago, it's going to lead to your videos not pushing out as hard.
mhm,
So for us, with content only lasting a day or two, 3 or 4 days on these other platforms, YouTube has been excellent in our short form and our long form. Because if you're not making YouTube shorts, you're silly.
mhm,
You're silly. YouTube cracked the code, guys, and no one seems to have freaked out about it. YouTube cracked the code on short form enjoyment because it's basically TikTok, but with a dislike button too. How fun. And two, it's SEO. Shorts are going to start showing up on your Google searches,
mhm,
and you're not making SEO focused YouTube shorts. Now, I'll be the first one to say I haven't been making SEO focused YouTube shorts, only just YouTube shorts as a whole. It's only recently that we stumbled on, wait a minute, people are also searching for this. We need to make, and all we did, dude, if anyone's not listening, please listen to this real quick. I hope I'm like the YouTube analytics. There's a spike right here. Listen, rewind, stop. Go on and go to your Google Keyword Planner, which is free for everybody. Look up your
mhm,
state or your area that you sell in, and then homes for sale. And you're going to see a slew, the top used keywords that surround that specific niche. Like if you type, like it'll ask you, what's your service? I could type in Delaware Realtor, and it's going to give me all of the different fields that people search for when the intent is to find a Delaware Realtor or Delaware homes for sale. Okay, here's the one every time their intent is to find a home for sale, renting, investing, blah, blah, blah. TubeBuddy. Go to TubeBuddy. Get the basic versions, like $12 a month. You don't have $12, you're probably not going to make it through this market. Sorry. So $12, TubeBuddy. That is going to get you into their SEO keyword planner, and it'll tell you down to the specifics of YouTube search and how many videos already exist for the topic on 2 different gauges. So, 1 to 100, how much or how good is this searchability? How much search volume is there? Okay, cool. Based off that, how much content already exists? There's already a ton of content here. Or, and it's going to move around. So, if you're even making the right video. Start
Mm-hmm.
making videos for shorts and YouTube based off all the free SEO keyword data that YouTube and Google already provide you, and dominate that space before the big companies do, because they will.
Yep. So be the early one there, man. I love that. And it's cool because, when a lot of people think to generate leads off of Google, they're probably not thinking that way right now. And I know we're going to dive deeper on probably Google Ads as
Yeah.
well and all the others, but wow, what a great tip. Start with YouTube Shorts and YouTube videos because it's owned by Google. So when Google searches happen, you're going to
Yeah.
see your shorts pop up, which are quick. I mean, right now, if it comes to me cooking some food right now and I want to look at a new recipe, I ain't on Pinterest. I'm not on Google. I'm actually on TikTok right now. And I go search how to air fry chicken wings and I get my content quicker. And YouTube's going to do a great job with their shorts to make that same SEO
Yeah.
capability,
They're already doing it.
and it's just going to integrate with Google. It's going to be massive.
Yep. And I think TikTok's not going to be something that blows over. But I think Instagram is a very viable target for blowing over a little bit. I think they're ticking people off with their push toward video even heavier. But that's a whole separate subject. I think the first step right there is starting to create content, because you can also take YouTube content and put it on Facebook and put it on Instagram and shorts. You could put on Reels and you could put on TikTok. You can do that. It's much harder to take a YouTube, or I'm sorry, something you made on Facebook Live and put it on YouTube. It doesn't fit. To take a TikTok and post it doesn't, it's not real. It's not legit. So that's the first thing. Second thing, Google My Business. I would do every Google product I need would be Google My Business. That would be next. And next would be local service ads. You only pay when you get the call. Those would be 3 things I would do immediately, and they're all Google centric because it's the #1 search platform on the planet. It gets more visits than any other site times 2, I believe, on the planet. It's incredible how much people overlook this. And then getting your reviews for your Google My Business, making a post a day. It has a posting ability just like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or Pinterest or whatever you want to pick. Making a post today, taking that post, attaching a photo to the post, and then making a separate post as a photo. There's 2 separate sections, post and photo, having that photo in both of them. You can, before you post that photo, take it through what's called GeoImager, GeoImgr.com. You can pay another like $7 per month. Don't make me say it again. And you can go ahead and get your photo geotagged to the location that you served, sending once again coded signals to Google as to the area you serve every time you do that. On top of getting reviews, having a solid cover photo, you're going to start getting organic traffic to a website. You need a solid website for your IDX, but those would be like the first 3 main things I do, and they're all Google.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. What's your thoughts now in terms of your Google ads themselves?
Google ads are extremely valuable. I can't stress enough the value straight up of Google ads. So with doing everything aforementioned, you have all the organic setup and chugging along. You have an IDX website, and I'm going to go out and list 4 websites, and I'm not paid by any of these brands. I'm telling you right now, you're going to pay for, I'm going to throw them 4.5. If you're going to pay for ads to go to your website, and you're planning to show them homes, not landing pages or anything like that, you're going to get them onto a site to search, which in my opinion, you need in that middle of funnel, especially. Here are the 4.5 sites: KB Core, Real Geeks, Chime, Sierra Interactive. My half is Boomtown because they're expensive.
And I'm gonna throw in Agent Fire.
Agent Fire, solid. Haven't done enough research on it. Only going based off of data I've seen on different forums I'm a part of and my own experiences.
Yes.
Boomtown's old school and clunky, but it does have a solid IDX. That was the best part about Boomtown, in my opinion. I don't mean to speak ill of anybody. We personally, CRM, use Follow Up Boss. So,
Yep.
and then our website personally is through Chime. LoftRealtyDE.com if you want to see a chime site. It's simple, it's sleek. The IDX is quick loading, efficient, and like the public sites, and it asks for the business. All right. And it
Yes.
allows me to customize how it asks for the business too, which I like because I'm a nerd. So it also gives me a lot of customizations. Also makes things like Google remarketing tags. Like I'm going to pull up a screen real quick that actually kind of shows the how this all works. Let me share screen. Share. Nope, not this one. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, and a lot. So every website you named right there, that's things that Dippity works on. We work on Boomtown, KB Core, Agent Fire, Chime, Sierra Interactive,
Yep.
Ylopo sites. Of so many different ones. Let me pull that up for you.
Yeah, so I want to show basically what I'm talking about with remarketing pretty much, because I was about to bring that up, especially with Chime and all these other websites that I personally like having the ability to go right into my backend and put in what's called a Google tag. And a Google tag may sound like gibberish. You may be like, what the heck's a Google tag? If you know what a Facebook pixel is, it's the Facebook pixel, but for Google. If you know what a cookie is, it's a cookie. It tracks you. It tracks you. And whether you like it or not, it's happening every day, probably 30 times a day. All right. So get over it.
I bet
It
more than
way
that.
more than that. I'm just trying not to give anybody an existential crisis. Get over it. It's going to keep happening. Doesn't matter what iOS you have or what website you use or what proxy you're on. Unless you go deep in, it doesn't matter. They're going to track. So this allows us to remarket to people. And this is actually my wireframe on how we run things. I'll back it
Real
up a little
quick,
bit. Yep.
explain for anybody that doesn't know what do you mean by remarket to people?
Remarket to people meaning basically giving them the ability through, like right here, this Google tag, to show them your ads, show them your face, show them your voice, show them your content again. All right. Get in front of them again. And doing that gets them consistently thinking about you. And the average amount of ads that people see per day is obnoxious. It's close to 4,000 pieces of advertising that someone's going to see every single day. People that want people to open their wallets up for them 4,000 times a day. What makes you any different? You only want to sell me this house because you're going to get paid for it. Why would I look at your ad? Why would I watch your content? You got to stay in front of them. You got to stay in front of them, because once that decision-making phase hits, which we all know, we've made decisions on big purchases, and sometimes we've been thinking about it for months, and in a culmination of 5 minutes, we've decided it's time to buy that car. It's time to go on that vacation. It's time to buy that house. And boom, if you weren't on their page when they make that next search saying it's time to do it, blank homes for sale, you better have hit them with a Google tag already so that you show up first, or you're paying to show up first. You got to be there in the decision-making phase. You just have to. That's why follow-up is so important. The Google remarketing tag is like a pixel on Facebook that allows you to show them more of your ads based off of your own audience specifications. How long it's been since they've been on your website, which part of the website have they been on. You can have other audiences, such as who's watched your YouTube videos, who's seen your ads, who's actually visited just the front page of the website and then left. There's a billion things that you can do, and I know it's tough to learn, which is why I'm building out my way of being able to do it for people. I don't have it yet, but I'm building a way to do this for people. You need to find someone who does, whether it's me later on or just your 18-year-old son. Austin, find somebody to build this for you. Sorry, I couldn't see. I'm staring at the camera because I'm so passionate about this. Apologize. Yes, we got my boy Austin out here. You need somebody in your corner running the marketing company. You have a marketing company, whether you like it or not. Oh, shoot. Almost left the studio again. I did that in the backstage earlier. All right. You have a marketing company. So Google's my first go-to. And when it comes to Google ads, there's 3 specific I would say run. Google PPC. That's the stuff that shows up when you search. So if I go to search Delaware homes for sale, it's going to be 2 to 3 ads that show up, and they're going to be people who are paying to be in front of those specific keywords. All right. That can also be based off my location that I live in. It could be based off a whole other slew of things. For us as real estate agents, though, there's only so many things we can do based off age, demographic, income, things like that. From there, I run display ads. Display ads are like pictures that'll pop up and show up wherever they're able to be fit. They can also be videos. They can also be just generic text. You see them as ads on your apps. You see them as ads in your Gmail. You see them as ads as you're scrolling. You see them as ads at the bottom and the left-hand side as banners. They're everywhere. And if you go into a website that has a Google tag and they're doing this properly, you'll probably see that website's ads following you for a little bit, usually up to 14 days, but can be as long as 90 if you do it right. The third set that I'm running, and oh, by the way, the display ads are running only to people in my remarketing sector. And that's basically a select audience group that I've selected to be optimal. We've run a lot of tests to know that these 5, if I'm running my display to them, I'm going to get like an upwards of a 10% click-through rate. You know, I'm going to get, or I'm sorry, not 10% click-through rate, a 10 cents per click rate, which is a rate I'm always willing to pay 10 cents to get someone back onto my page.
Why? So that was a great, I think, place for me to jump in and ask a question.
Sure.
Why do you choose it for remarketing only for your display ads?
Because they're touch points. You know, the average person. So the last time they've had the data was like 2019. So I hardly believe this is even true anymore. But 18 to 24 points of contact before somebody decides to make the point of business if it's digital. All right, to actually make a business decision towards you, 18 to 24 touches. I really think that number is over 30, because I just being self-aware of people advertising to me. What? Trying to think of something that I eventually caved on.
Probably that
Barbecue.
hat on your head.
I just had a golf shop, man. There's a barbecue shop, man, that I heard about and was like, man, sounds great. Man, sounds great. Every time I heard it, like every time I was like, wow, they're running an ad in Dover, Delaware. Like that's, first of all, as a marketer, I was just like, good for you. It's a good ad. Like it's a really solid ad for a local company. I always just appreciate that. But then I was like, I need to stop in for some barbecue. I need to stop in for some barbecue. And then it wasn't until I was about to drive by and the ad popped on, I was like, oh, look, I'm here. I'll drive in and get some barbecue. It was only at the decision-making phase that it mattered. But had I not been of interest ahead of time, that ad would have meant nothing to me and it would have been wasted money. But that marketer's cool with paying for 30 touches for a cheaper ad. It's going to the right person. So I'm only running those to the people who've already made a search for homes for sale, been to our website. Some of our other audiences, I won't go deep into what the 5 are because frankly, they're a little confusing. But 5 main audiences that have had interest in our company or a behavior that would even signify that they have interest in our company, which is another thing that Google can do. And I won't get into that, but there's a lot of stuff that Google can do. And if you're at a point where organically you are putting out lots of content, and that doesn't mean you're putting out a lot of videos, and like want to put an earmark in the video as to should I run Google ads or not. All right, because everything I'm saying may sound like, oh my God, yes, I want this. Please know you need one of 2 things to run Google ads. One of these 2, I hope you have both, but definitely one of the 2. 1, you have organic business already coming in. All right. And you're doing the work to earn it. Sphere of influence, you're hitting them hard. Content, you're putting it out. I don't mean you have to be making videos for TikTok. You could be making Facebook statuses, writing blogs. You could be the LinkedIn champ. You could go on Twitter and tweet your thoughts of the basketball game mixed in with some interest rate talk, whatever you do. But organic content's being made. You're pushing yourself out there in the world of social media somewhere. All right. You're doing that. Or secondarily, you have money flowing in and you're supporting other people on your team. If you're a team leader, especially, I don't think Google pay-per-click should be optional. I think it should be a definite. And personally, if you run a team and you don't have some form of lead generation being given to those agents, they will leave. And I've seen it time and time again. They're going to leave. All right. And then again, if you're not teaching them how to convert the leads, once again, they'll leave and you'll have the bill for the leads. So bad.
Which is kind of something I want to dive deep on real quick.
Yeah.
So in terms of, because you said there's 2 things, right?
Yeah.
You need organic business.
Yep.
And then you need to just be generating leads for sure if you have a team. So that's something I think a lot of people don't understand too with the ad side of it. So what's your process that you have with that? When you have a team, you're generating leads for them using Google.
Correct.
What are you coaching? Because I'll put it to you this way. We've had people come in the gates with us to do services with us to generate Google leads that say they're going to be following up with leads. We're able to log into their CRM, see they didn't. And obviously nothing's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So, what have you done to see where Google leads have become successful? Because there is a follow up process. So, what do you do with your team?
So, couple things. One, they're getting something from us 21 times for the first 14 days. We're finding out immediately if these people are bottom of funnel or middle of funnel. Middle of funnel, they're probably not going to react. Maybe they interact and they say, "Oh, I'm waiting." That's fine. Bottom of funnel is going to reach out at some point. If they're truly serious, they're going to work with whoever's top of mind. Because another thing we like to do is we love to fill out lead forms wholeheartedly, wanting to talk to somebody about a product. And then the call comes in and we just couldn't get to it, or something else was pressing. And it isn't until the fifth call. You weren't pestering me. I'm actually thankful you kept calling because I do want to work with you. I'm busy. I'm sorry. Or something kept happening, or I was with my daughter, or I was eating, or, my phone was on do not disturb, a slew of things. So our system, which I won't dive super specifics into, just for sake of time, at Zachary.loft on Instagram. If you have questions about specific parts of a system, like, hey, this part, but I don't want to do all that because it'll be another 3 hours.
Yeah, we'll be here all day.
Baseline is when a lead's coming in for Google PPC, they immediately go to a first to claim system. I believe it has to be a first to claim system. I don't believe in round robin. I don't. I'm very capitalist in the rich eat, the poor don't. In the nicest way possible. But I'm a nice guy. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to work for it, I don't want you to have it. And so if you're not on there in the follow up boss system and a follow up boss lead comes in, then you're probably not going to get it. It's probably the people that were actively lead genning that are going to get it. Another thing that'll happen after that is agents are required to call within the first minute and a half. They have to call within the first minute and a half. That is a absolute requirement, and the logs for those calls have to be put in there, of course. Going from there, we do have ISAs that are nurturing and following up. We have action plans that they're attached to, emails that they're getting. They have texts that they're getting from AI that we utilize. But the other side of it too is they're getting sent these homes from our website. They're getting ads sent to them because they were on our website, and because they either follow us on Instagram or follow us on Facebook or interacted with one of our ads, they're continuing to see them. And so we're staying top of mind with these people. And it's really reaping dividends. Like we had a client that came to us from an agent that actually quit, but she had been to a listing appointment with him. It was like 3 months ago. And then she ended up quitting. She went back to her old job. And for some reason, no one had followed up with this client. Well, she hit us up like just a couple days ago and was like, "Hey, I'm ready to list my house." Whatever it was. We explained, they don't work there. And they're like, "Okay, just, whoever I want someone from your company." And the reason being, she kept seeing our ads.
Yep.
And the follow-up was still there. Like, she was in our follow-up boss system, which I love because we're able to basically market to our entire database via Google. It's a good system. And like I said, if anyone has like high-end questions on like little details, I have no problem sharing. So just feel free to DM me.
Awesome. And yeah, so there's multiple ways that we already discussed here that you can generate leads on Google. You got Google My Business, you got YouTube Shorts,
Yep.
you got YouTube videos,
Yep.
you got Google Ads, Google Display. What else is there?
Man, I wouldn't say on the paid. So on the paid side, yeah, the display ads, PPC, and running YouTube videos as ads. Absolutely. On the organic side, getting my business started day zero. I'm getting my Google business set up. I'm making the daily posts. I'm getting the pictures on there. I'm getting them geotagged. I'm getting the reviews on it, because reviews, I mean, that's the it's a measuring contest. I don't want to say the
Yep.
word, but it's a measuring contest out there. You got to have the reviews on there. Um, and really the YouTube videos, be SEO focused with the YouTube videos and the SEO, or I'm sorry, and the shorts. Focus on the title. Like, literally look up Google Keyword Planner and see what people are searching for. Go on TubeBuddy, see what videos haven't been made and make them. And
Yep.
it's really easy to know what to make these days. I really don't get the excuse anymore. And maybe it's because I don't know where to look. And here I am telling you where to look, now you know. But the excuse of, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to make. You have limitless sources of information on what people want. And plus, right now, if you just talk about the housing market, you're gonna get attention.
Yep.
The next, like, and so I'll step on the like the pedal of what would I do day one again. Get out there. Like, one thing that I think has been lost in the world of marketing and the way that we talk about it today is that it all exists on a computer. And it does to an extent. I mean, there's so much that can be done via just this computer, just your phone. I mean, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And if you're not marketing in those places, really hard to get in there and really expensive to get into that physical marketing space. And if you're already there and dominating, that's probably the only way you could dominate is if you've already been there. It's tough to break into. Um, but I think there's a bit of love that's been lost for the top of funnel of cold calling and door knocking
Mm.
and
Mhm.
touching base with people. And there's a lot of ways to connect both of these. Like, let me get your ears and attention for a second, like real conscious attention to what I'm about to say. So I went door knocking about 3.5 months ago. And when I went door knocking, we were going to the specific neighborhood. So smaller, like 200 homes, it's nice and secluded, had a river, forest. It's beautiful neighborhood. I've sold quite a few homes there. It's my favorite neighborhood. And so I door knock it once a month. We started in April. And so 3.5 months ago, I changed my route up because it's a big neighborhood and one of my people couldn't come that day or something like that. And so I switched the route up, meeting new people. People shift in and out, meeting new members of the family. I know a lot of people in there. And I get to this one house and it's recently been at, I'd never actually physically knocked this house. So I went up, knocked it. Hey, this is Zachary Foust. F you. I was like, no, sir, I'm not selling anything. I'm like, I don't care. I was like, we just got the housing market. He's like, F you, and then shut the door. And I was like, okay. And so it was interesting because I was walking away. I was like, man. And so I just left the flyer on his doorstep. I wasn't selling anything. We were just giving out market updates for the neighborhood. And that's a very high conversion or a high conversion piece of value, by the way, to start conversations. Just hand out a market report. And if you want the template we use, just DM me. But next month, same route again. So I get to see him again.
You hitting that
And
house again?
and
Woo.
and so I see him. I'm like, well, and I'm very into personal development, mental fortitude, mental toughness, all that shit. I love David Goggins, love Ed Milat, love all these people that go deep into the psychology of how we talk to ourselves and shit. So I tend to have this moniker about me that I actually learned from a book, The 12 Rules of Life, which is a beautiful book about hold yourself accountable the way you'd hold someone else accountable. And so I live by that. And so I was like, what would I, because I'll honestly ask myself, like, what would I tell somebody in the situation? If somebody asked me, what would you do? I say, I would tell them to go fucking knock. Oh, damn, I cussed.
You're all good.
Go knock on the fucking door, go do it. What's the worst that can happen? And so he
Yeah.
happened to be working his pole building that day. So I started walking up the driveway and he just kind of stared at me and I got up to him and said, hey, I don't know if you remember. He's like, yeah, I remember you. And I started to hand the mark for. I was like, here's the marking. He's like, I told you, fuck off. And I was like, all right. So I dropped the paper. I said, message received. What is your name? He said, Joe. Fuck off. I said, okay, Joe. You have a great day. Started off, kept going. I'm like, damn. So why did you let me walk up the driveway and do all that again? So last month, same route. New market report for July. Or I'm sorry, for June at the time. Walking around, get to that house, ask myself the same question. What would I tell myself to do? I don't know why, but again, I was like, I would tell myself to do it. Get, get better.
Oh, I love
Just
this. I
I'm just gonna
love
get
this.
I'm gonna get better, At the very end of it, the way I looked at it is if he did it again, I'm just gonna become a little mentally tougher. I'm just gonna be a cooler cat
Yep.
at the end of the day. And it's on him. It's not on me. I'm not doing anything wrong. Had some good conversations out here. And so I see him outside. He is sweating. I forgot to mention Joe has one arm. Joe
Oh
has one
man.
arm. Yeah. So he's out there sweating his balls off. See him sawing on something, and sawing something just has to be harder with one hand. And he's just going at it. And I'm like, this is probably not the time to talk to Joe again. He might chase me with the handsaw he has. And so I start walking up the driveway, big smile on my face, like I'm gonna let him know I'm happy to be here.
Oh
He
God.
looks up, sweat's pouring off his face. I can just see, like, when people go like the sun in their eyes, just look angry. He had that look. He's looking at me. He's just going, Zach, hey. And I was like,
What?
and so I was like, Joe, hey. And I walk up and he's like, you never guess. But oh, by the way, I forgot to mention the second time when he said fuck off. He said, fuck off, I'm gonna die in this house. Forgot to mention that. He said, fuck off, I'm gonna die in this house. And it's a beautiful house. If you want to die in it, make a beautiful casket. I mean, it's gorgeous. I get it. Big in-ground pool, giant patio. He's got this 2-story pole building he's working out of. Gorgeous.
Oh.
And so it's just crazy thing happened. He said, since you left, read your little market report, and I see you all over YouTube, man. You kind of a big deal. I said, oh no, we do what we do. He said, no, like, I mean, I seen you on Facebook. I saw you on YouTube. And I was like, he scanned the QR code that we put on the market update to find out
Got put into your funnel. Got put into your funnel.
And so boots on ground marketing meets digital marketing. And so now my physical to the person marketing face to face is more valuable because I have this on the back end, because I
tried to explain that.
Yeah, because I also run a marketing company. So when people leave me having that interaction with me and they find out I'm a realtor, I'm like, oh yeah, we actually run a Loft Realty. We're the #1 Google review company in the state. I say that on purpose. You know why? Because when I walk away, they're like,
Google it. Yeah. Hop on your website,
100%.
enter your
Hop
funnel.
on the website real quick, Jen. Go ahead.
Yep.
You're going to learn a ton about us. And it's not bad. You're putting your message in front of the people who want to receive it. You're helping. You're helping. So I'm a full proponent to you have a marketing company, you have a real estate company, do your real estate activities, but at an optimal level.
No, you nailed that, man.
On your side.
You nailed that. That's something we have to preach to so many people that come into work with Dippity, is the fact that, look, just because you're generating Zillow leads, that's no issue, right? You're investing money in Zillow, but you have nothing going towards remarketing. You have nothing going towards retargeting. You have nothing going towards Google. If you had these things set up, then you would be able to keep your Zillow leads that are visiting your website and didn't convert immediately now get to see all this. So all that money, the Zillow leads are expensive. So you're putting that money here. The ones that don't convert, what's happening with them? What are you doing with them? You have to have something to catch that, to nurture it with your brand, nurture it with your message. And that's where Google tags, Facebook pixels, and setting up those retargeting campaigns are just massive. There's nothing like it. Like where we're at in this era, old marketer Henry Ford would have shit his pants if he had known you could do that. You talk about one of the most amazing marketers of all time. Dude would have, it's incredible what you can do here. So, dude, thank you so much. What else we got? I just want to thank you for your time. But if anybody wants to reach out to you, wants to get any more questions answered, is Instagram the best place for them to hit you up? Or
avoid the fake accounts. They're plentiful right now, but Zachary
I bought crypto from you like a month ago. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Dog, I don't even have a ton of followers. I don't know why they singled me out. Maybe they're coming from TikTok, but geez, man, they are just everywhere I look. Someone's messaging me like, "Oh man, this guy's trying to get me to buy crypto." Is it you? I'm like, no.
Yeah, don't buy crypto from Zach. Don't buy crypto from Zach.
The message requests have been nuts. I can't get that. I've been trying to get back to people. It's just been nuts telling everyone the same thing. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake.
Yep.
Either way, there's so many benefits of social media. Bots don't ruin it all. So, but thank you for having me on, man. It was really a pleasure. And if anyone wants to connect, yes, Instagram, would love to connect there.
Love it, man. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate you, brother.
Of course, my friend. Appreciate you.
See you. You too.